Players are taking aim at Mortal Kombat 1's Nintendo Switch port. All right, here we go. Its graphics and performance have been criticized. The full Invasions mode has been delayed. The Switch version of Mortal Kombat 1 is receiving strong criticism from some fans and reviewers ahead of its release on Tuesday. That's today. The game isn't on general sale until the 19th today, but early access is currently available for players who pre-ordered Mortal Kombat 1's Premium Edition or Collector's Edition. While NetherRealm Studios developed the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S versions of the game, the PC and Switch versions have been handled by QLOC. Oh. and Shiver Entertainment / Saber Interactive, respectively. Oh, gross. Why? A number of players have taken to social media platforms and online forums over the past few days to highlight the graphical differences between the current gen and Switch versions of Mortal Kombat 1. So I was wrong. I just assumed that it would be NetherRealm that was handling the port of the originally developed game to the Switch. But apparently the PC and Switch versions were handled by QLOC and Shiver / Saber. While the Switch version was never expected to go toe-to-toe with the other ones, visually its graphical downgrades combined with significant performance issues have left some commenters questioning why Nintendo players are being asked to pay $70, the same amount as the game costs on other consoles, for what appears to be a clearly inferior product. Unlike in the US and the UK, the Switch version is £5 cheaper than the game costs on Xbox and PlayStation consoles. Look, man. This is a Nintendo issue. This is not a NetherRealm WB issue. This is a brand new game. It is an unreleased game. Don't get me wrong, man. Do I feel like this game should be worth $70 with the way it probably performs and looks? No. But people have to understand that the Switch is a very underpowered piece of hardware. It is it's getting very old. It was already just underpowered only a couple of years really into its release because of the mobile hardware it was built on. The hardware is even a year older than the Switch is. So people have to understand that, like, a game that comes out on the Switch that's actually developed for other platforms first and foremost, like take something like The Witcher 3, it's not going to look the same. It's not going to perform the same. Almost every game on the Switch is locked at a 30 frames per second frame rate. So any game that is on another console, any game that is an action combat game, an action RPG, a third-person shooter, a first-person shooter, anything like that is not going to perform as well on the Switch as it will on any other console because it's going to be locked at 30 frames. And this is a Nintendo issue. Nintendo's hardware in the Switch is old and it is very, very underpowered. So, I mean, people can gripe all they want, but they have to understand the way that this works. Either you get to play Mortal Kombat 1 on the Switch, you know what I mean? Because that's the only console you have and you wanted to play that game and they released it on that, but it's probably the best they could make it. They're severely, severely handcuffed, developers are, to get games like Mortal Kombat 1, modern, high-fidelity kind of games, especially games that play much better at a higher frame rate, to work on a console and hardware like the Switch. It's not easy for them. And it's never going to feel the same on the Switch as it does on other platforms. The Switch is old and it's underpowered. That's it. It's a Nintendo issue. Nintendo's needed a new console for a number of years now, but they've tried to stretch their Switch out. And this is the result. This is what happens. And the consumers and fans of the Switch have to understand that. You can cry all you want about some of these other games that come out and get ported to the Switch that weren't originally supposed to be made for the Switch because they're made for modern hardware. You can cry all you want, but it's not their problem. It's Nintendo's issue. And yeah, now we're going to get a new Nintendo console within the next year or whatever, give or take a little bit. And that'll help stuff. And there'll probably be a Mortal Kombat 1 port that'll feel a lot better on that console. But this is what you get. It probably couldn't be done much better. To be fair, every single game that comes out for the Switch looks dated to me. And it has for years now. So I don't know what people thought they were going to get out of a game like Mortal Kombat 1 being ported over to a console like the Switch. This is not a surprise to me. I think to anybody that is throwing a fit about this and, is surprised at the way the game looks and performs is just ignorant to the way the gaming industry works and hardware and tech and stuff. I'm not saying stupid. I'm saying ignorant. It is what it is. Would I buy this game for $70 on the Switch? No. No, I wouldn't. Absolutely not. But I wouldn't buy this game for the Switch because I already know that a game like this isn't going to play well or look good on the Switch. And most people should know that too, especially if you're a Switch owner. If you're an avid Switch player, you should know that. And so, I don't know. I feel like buying into this and thinking that you're going to get the same experience that people are going to get on a PC or PS5 or Xbox, you're fooling yourself. You should have known that in the first place. So, I don't know. Am I surprised? I mean, does the $70 price point for a game that looks and feels like that on this platform feel good? No, but it is a AAA game releasing across all platforms. And it's not like they're going to just take the game down on one platform and leave it at a AAA price point on all the others. You know what I mean? That's also a reality of the gaming industry that the gaming world we live in, you know? Current gen versions of the game have been well received by critics, garnering 88 on Xbox Series X and S, 86 on PS5. Scores on review aggregation site Metacritic. Few Switch reviews have been published so far, and those that have are relatively unfavorable. Frame rate issues, big resolution dips, input timing problems, related performance drops, missing content, game-breaking bugs in invasion mode, long loading times, and unresponsive menus. Nintendo fans keep saying graphics don't matter. Mortal Kombat heard you loud and clear. $70 for this. That's actually hilarious, dude. That's a great response. If you're a huge Mortal Kombat fan whose only option is Switch, you may be able to press through all of this. However, if you have any other option, we suggest you stay away from this one for now. It concludes, yeah. To make matters worse, the Switch version is currently missing the full version of the new Invasions mode, which VGC's Mortal Kombat 1 review describes as an impressively in-depth single-player adventure, which is explored through an almost tabletop board game style perspective. Look, man, it's again. I mean, the thing that sucks behind this is that they're constrained by the hardware. It doesn't feel good, you know. It doesn't feel good, but they were contracted to release this on those platforms. They did it. They said they could do it. They did it. And the hardware sucks to try to get a game like this put on. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, I think it would be better to just not release it on that platform. Don't get me wrong. I think that's a better play. Just don't release it on that platform. You know, if it can't be done well, don't do it. You know, I say that all the time. And I don't think that this game on the Switch should have been done. I really don't. I think that if anything, they should have waited until the next Nintendo hardware came out and then ported it over. But if you can't do it right and you can't do it well, don't do it. Don't make people feel like they're cheated out of their money or whatever. But I think that people are being very short-sighted about this. If they expected the game to be anything close to what it was going to be on other platforms, you just have to understand the way the gaming industry works, man.